So we're in the tour bus going to Universal Studios. Day 2. Yeah, so
more movies, music videos, and television shows have been shot on this lot than any other place. And today, you're going to see where it all happens. Why don't you get this one?
In the meantime, there's one more person I need to introduce you to. I've already told you about me, your guide, John, our driver, Graham, and we have a co-host for the day. That's right, I cannot do this alone. I need some help. Safety rule. That's right, a couple of quick safety rules before we get any further along. I'll make them quick, I promise. To begin with, there's an emergency cord that runs down the center of the tram on the ceiling above you. If you have an emergency of any kind, a medical emergency, you drop something off the tram, or you have any sound or video issues, pull that cord. I'll be back to assist. Yeah, Frankenstein is absolutely right. You gotta stay seated at all times with arms and legs inside of the vehicle. Good. No, Frankie, smoking is not good on the tour. Kick the habit for the next hour. Sorry. And finally, be prepared for a lot of special effects like loud noises and fire effects, as well as a couple of sudden tram movements and some water effects. You want your cameras out to take great pictures, but keep an eye on them so they don't get destroyed. And just like that, we are finished with our safety rules. So we make our way down this hill, out of the theme park into the movie studio. You're going to notice some movie posters on either side of the tram. These posters represent just a few of the thousands of films we've made in our past 100 years of history right here at Universal Studios Hollywood. You can even track the evolution of the Universal globe at the top of each poster. Here at Universal, we're not just a film studio, we're actually an entire city. We are Universal City. We have our own zip code, our own DMV, our own police department and fire department. Now we're going to talk a lot about Universal history. I'll start that off by showing you this old black and white film that we shot here at Universal in the 1940s. I want to see if you guys can recognize the famous actor who makes a cameo appearance in this clip I'm showing you.
I have the room ready for you, Mrs. Barrington. Thank you, Will.
Did you hear that? Mrs. Barrington.
Not quite, darling, but soon. Very, very soon. Hello. Yes? Maybe a bottle of champagne sent to the room at once. And make sure that we are not disturbed for any reason.
Alright folks, I have a little confession to make. This is not an old black and white film. No, we shot this with Jimmy Fallon, our co-host, in one of our 34 sound stages on the lot. Sound stages are where we do most of our interior or indoor filming. This is a good example of what a sound stage looks like from the inside. You have the set, the props, the lights, the cameras, the actors, the crew. What's a sound stage look like from the outside? Well, off to your left-hand side, you'll see Stage 12, currently home to The Voice, the hit singing competition on NBC, hosted by Carson Daly. You can literally see behind the scenes right now if you look through those big elephant doors outside of Stage 12. Here's the host of The Voice, Carson Daly, to tell you more.
Hi everybody, I'm Carson Daly from NBC's The Voice. I want to welcome you to the Universal front lot. Our show is filmed on Stage 12. It happens to be the largest soundstage on the Universal lot. Take a look.
That's right, Stage 12 is the largest soundstage on the Universal lot. It's also one of the largest sound stages in the entire world. We shot old classics like Dracula and Frankenstein inside of Stage 12. We built Scarface's mansion in there, as well as that entire visitor center from Jurassic Park that was 3 stories tall, and it fit inside of that one soundstage. A bunch of Whoville was constructed inside of Stage 12, and scenes from the couples retreat shot inside of there as well. Off to your left-hand side, we have our busiest soundstage on the lot. That is Stage 25, and it's currently home to CSI, Crime Scene Investigation, starring Ted Danson and Elizabeth Shue. They come here almost every single Monday through Friday to film that show. It takes place in Las Vegas, Nevada, but CSI actually films almost exclusively here in Los Angeles, California. We filmed inside Stage 25, 24, 23, and 22, just for CSI. It's a big production here on the lot, and it's been filming here for the past decade or so. We only go to Las Vegas once or twice a year to film that show, and that's usually just to film the outsides of buildings like casinos, hotels, maybe the Vegas Strip. Then we come here to Universal to film the interior shots. Off to your left is James Stewart Avenue. It's the main road here at Universal, and it's the road that many of our stars drive down when they come to Universal every morning. Mindy Kaling drives down that road and turns off to her left-hand side, parks outside of Stage 27, where we film The Mindy Project, which airs on Fox.
Hey, I'm the boss now. Here, I'm the boss.
No, I don't like it. I'm the boss. I'm the boss. I'm the boss.
This is good, Jenny. It's bigger than hot. No, it's not hot.
Off to your right-hand side, we have sound stages 31 and 32, where we are now filming the game show Hollywood Game Night, hosted by Jane Lynch. It's a new project here at Universal. It filmed on a different lot in Hollywood until this upcoming season. Off to your right-hand side, we also have sound stages 41, 42, 43, and 44, where we have filmed sitcoms like The Jeffersons back in the 1970s, Sabrina the Teenage Witch with Melissa Joan Hart in the 1990s, Coach with Craig T. Nelson, and also we just wrapped up production on Parenthood.
Hey, I'm home.
That filmed off to your right in soundstage 44 as well as 43. Here's what the insides of those sound stages look like when we were filming Parenthood in there. Parenthood starred Dak Shepard, Craig T. Nelson, Monica Potter, Lauren Graham. Off to your right-hand side, we have our first star sighting of the day, Ted, from the movie Ted and Ted 2. Ted 2 comes out this June, and we're very excited about that Universal sequel. Off to your right, or excuse me, left-hand side, we have some other buildings. We don't just have sound stages on the front lot, we also have these cute little production bungalows. These used to be dressing rooms and mini apartments for our stars here, like Rock Hudson, Tony Curtis, Doris Day, and Lucille Ball. It was sort of like their home away from home where they hung out while filming on the lot. Now these bungalows belong to production companies, writers, and directors. The De Laurentiis company, which produces Hannibal Friday nights on NBC, has an office off your left-hand side. You won't miss it because there's a big Hannibal sign outside of it. There's also that familiar silhouette outside of that bungalow that belongs to Alfred Hitchcock. That used to be his office when he was producing and directing movies like The Birds, Rear Window, Psycho, and Vertigo, just to name a few. Illumination Entertainment, which brings you animated films like Hop, Despicable Me, The Lorax, and the upcoming Minion movie, also has a bungalow here on the Universal front lot.
Hi, I'm Chris Meledandri, the founder of Illumination Entertainment. Our animation company has brought you films like Despicable Me and The Lorax.
That sounds amazing.
At Illumination, we make it our mission to tell stories that take you to new worlds and introduce you to characters you'll fall in love with.
We're saying goodbye to the front lot and hello to the back lot, where the world is just around the corner. The first stop we're going to make on our back lot is our metropolitan area. Our metro sets consist of New York Street, Brownstone Street, London Square, and Courthouse Square. It is on our back lot where we have all of our exterior sets. The world is just around the corner here in the back lot, and I'll prove that to you time and time again. You may recognize our first stop, Brownstone Street, from Bruce Almighty with Jim Carrey and Jennifer Aniston.
I'm in the shower!
Inside bad, outside good. Inside bad, outside good. Oh, you're done now. You may also recognize Brownstone Street from Home Alone 2, Boston, New York. It's outside of those brownstones that Joe Pesci and Macaulay Culkin have a big fight scene. It was featured in episodes of Seinfeld and Grey's Anatomy as well. Even the street we're driving down right now is historic in and of itself. This is the road that Marty McFly drove his DeLorean 88 miles an hour to go back to the future. That means off to your left-hand side, we have the original clock tower set from the Back to the Future films. Now you may be wondering, where is the clock on the clock tower? Well, we took it down. Audiences were recognizing that set too often and too easily as the clock tower from Back to the Future, so it was hard to use it in other projects. Once we put the clock in storage and put a different brick facade in its place, we have a whole new area, and we can film out here all the time.
It was actually the back lot in the Courthouse Square that inspired the entire climax of Back to the Future.
I had scenes up in the clock tower on that ledge. There was a ledge about that wide, and I'm standing inside looking at the ledge, and I already had vertigo. No way in the world, nowhere in this head. I was up there for quite a while. Of course, I had a cable.
Back to the Future.
No, I just used the word facade. That is a French term for false front. And all of these sets you see around us are facades. They're not real buildings. They're just the front and sides of our buildings. That means we don't do any interior filming here on the back lot. The interior shooting is done in the sound stages on the front lot. Then we say cut, come out here to the back lot a week, a day, a month later, and film the exterior scenes. Welcome to the most famous facades on the Universal lot. This is New York Street. This is made to look like our very own version of 34th Street. We shot movies like Captain America, the First Avenger, The Transformers, and The Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone right here on New York Street. In fact, off to your right-hand side, slightly ahead of us, is this glass building. It looks pretty modern, and it was used as part of Oscorp in The Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone. The Blues Brothers made New York Street look like Chicago. Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me, made New York Street look like London. And Clint Eastwood transformed New York Street, made it look like downtown Los Angeles in his movie Changeling with Angelina Jolie. Here's Jimmy Fallon.
Hey everyone, welcome to New York. I got my start right here in New York on Saturday Night Live. This is actually my old neighborhood. Once got mugged over there. An old woman. Tough lady. This is my favorite hot dog guy. Hey buddy, how's it going? Remember me? No. Just like old times. Gotta love New York City. Hey, I'm walking here! I'm walking here! Hey, it's cool guys. I was just walking there. So it's not exactly New York, but a lot of times when you see New York in the movies, it was shot right here on the Universal Metro sets. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. even if you make it here on the Universal lot.
Jimmy's absolutely right. And when I think of New York City, I think of many of the films that shot in New York, and I also think of King Kong. That's because that giant beast terrorized New York at the Empire State Building in many renditions of King Kong. Let's celebrate our history with King Kong here at Universal by heading back to Skull Island.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to direct movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I wanted to become a filmmaker. Action! I like films that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up in adventure. Kong literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, you know, prehistoric times. So I was thrilled when Universal invited me back to Skull Island, and it's great to have you along for the ride. Now, we have created this 3D immersive experience, so you're going to have your glasses ready. Don't put them on yet, but just have them in your hand because we're about to return to Skull Island. Glasses on, everybody. We're back in Skull Island.
Here's a behind-the-scenes look at the making of King Kong 360 in 3D. It's brought to you by Peter Jackson and his friends over at Weta Digital. Anybody heard of Weta Digital? They've done the animation for the release of King Kong, Lord of the Rings, Avatar, and The Hobbit. They've won 5 Academy Awards already in their relatively short history. Here they are to tell you more about the making of that massive attraction, King Kong 360
with a project like Studios where the audience is in the middle of the environment. They're looking in all directions, there's creatures coming at them, they're seeing Kong from this side and T-Rexes from the other side.
Working on a movie, we always know where people are looking. They're looking straight ahead, they're looking at the shot that we're working on.
Here you have to take into account that people are looking in all directions.
Also, one of the things about this ride, unlike the movies that we're used to working on, there's no cuts, because it's one giant shot. This tram that's driving along through Skull Island is where the camera's from. This ring represents the
where the screen is 10 meters away.
We're really creating about 50 minutes of a feature film. That amount of visual information, that number of pixels, and presenting them to the audience, it's a hell of a way.
At one point during that attraction, a piece of the Universal tram appeared on screen. Anytime a vehicle appears on screen, it's what we call a picture card. Here are some other times a picture card has been featured in Universal films. Not just any picture card, but the Universal tram. Let's take a look at some of our favorite picture cars up close and personal.
I know.
Night Rider film, the Ferrari 308 from Magnum PI, the TV show. We have several cars from Back to the Future 1 and 2, as well as those prehistoric automobiles from the Flintstones. No trip through our picture cars would be complete without talking about the Fast and Furious franchise, the most monetarily successful franchise in Universal history.
Fast and Furious.
Furious 7 filmed on New York Street this past summer, actually. So when you go see Furious 7 in theaters next month, take a look out at New York Street. You'll probably recognize much of that street we just drove you down. Another Universal franchise that's releasing a new installment this year is Jurassic Park. Jurassic World, starring Chris Pratt, comes out this summer. We're very excited about that. And to celebrate, we'll take you back to that island off the coast of Costa Rica.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
That's right. On either side of you, you're going to see set pieces, props, and picture cars, all from the Jurassic Park franchise. We even have the mobile lab from the Lost World Jurassic Park off to your left-hand side. Here's what it looks like on screen, falling off of a cliff. Now this was not a real cliff, this was the side of a parking structure here on the Universal front lot that we made look like a cliff. Uh-oh folks, we got some dinosaurs hiding in the bushes. Look out, cars 2, 3, and 4. You might hear that, we got spinners on our hands. Not even these trees you see off to your left are real. That's right, nothing in Hollywood is as it appears. Those are just big slabs of styrofoam, cut into the shape of big tree trunks and painted. We put those on wheels so we can wheel them around from set to set. And we were filming both here in Los Angeles and in Hawaii. Now, when we film here in LA, we hardly ever have to deal with rain, and we never have to deal with snow. It's wonderful, it's great for filmmaking. But sometimes we want rain or we want snow in our movies. I'll show you how we make fake rain for our films in just a moment. But first, here's Al Roker from the Today Show to tell you more about the weather in the next area of the lot.
Hi everybody, here's today's forecast for the Universal backlot. It's going to be sunny and dry in 6 Points, Texas. Cool and cloudy in the end of Europe. Expect snow and sleet on New York Street. And we've got a high chance of fog and precipitation for Skull Island, Amity Island, and Isla Nublar. That's your forecast for today. Now here's a look at what's going on in your neck of the lot.
Alright, there's a flash flood warning in Old Mexico. That explains why it just started raining out of nowhere, I imagine. Don't worry though, that's just an overhead sprinkler system that shoots water straight up into the air so it can fall back down to the ground naturally. In the early days of filmmaking, we added powdered milk to our rainwater to give the droplets a thicker appearance on camera, so they showed up better. Now we use CGI or computer-generated imagery to enhance our rain effects, maybe to create lightning or even a flash flood. Do you guys hear that rumbling? Keep an eye out. I think there's that one out from it. Uh-oh. This area of our lot is called Old Mexico. You may have seen this Mexican village in Indiana Jones, the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, the Harrison Ford Shia LaBeouf. It was used in Nacho Libre with Jack Black. as well as Three Amigos with Chevy Chase, Martin Short, and Steve Martin. Lady Gaga got swept up in that flash flood in her music video Judas, and here's what that flood looked like in Big Fat Liar with Amanda Bynes, Paul Giamatti, and Frankie Muniz.
You can't outrun the wolf, cat! Yeah, we'll see about that.
From Old Mexico to the Old West, we're now headed to 6 Points, Texas. Some of the oldest sets here at Universal. The original 6 Points, Texas was built in March of 1915, which this month is 100 years ago. Obviously, these 6 Points, Texas sets have had a bit of a facelift since then, so you get the idea. We've been making old westerns out here for quite some time. My Little Chickadee and Destry Rides Again are some of those classic films that shot out here. Newer films like Saving Mr. Banks with Tom Hanks shot out here. For that movie, we transformed 6 Points, Texas, made it look like the Australian outback. Here's one of our favorite Universal cowboys to tell you more about these old western sets.
This town ain't big enough for the both of us, Jimmy Fallon.
Well, I ain't going anywhere, Jimmy Fallon.
Now look here. Nice folks in this tram don't want no trouble. They just want to check out 6 Points, one of the oldest sets on the Universal lot.
I hear this where John Wayne and Jimmy Stewart shot a few of their westerns.
That's right. That's where I end the shoot.
Looks like we got ourselves a Mexican standoff. Lucky shot.
Now what say you mount up and get out of town while the getting's good?
All right. Well, I'll see you again, fella.
Well, you can count on it.
Everybody okay? I think that's the worst of it. I am so sorry. This is really embarrassing. Not what I wanted to cover today here. Just in time, friends, get my side here. You guys survived earthquake, and what they won was an 8.4 category earthquake on the Richter scale. Here's what that third earthquake effect will look like in an episode of Foxes and Hills with David Boreanaz and Emily Deschanel.
Sorry guys, I'm not recording. Because I'm busy, so bye. We're going on the track 1, so bye. So bye guys. We're out like the studio, Universal Studio. We're out. Yeah, so there's that, and we're going back to our hotel, or maybe not. So meet you there. Yeah, so bye. Oh my god guys, it's 2% my battery. So I'm gonna record later at the hotel. I hope. So sorry. 2%, nothing to do. So yeah, bye.